Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And meditation, not too much to talk about. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Hopefully, let me turn this down just a little bit. But yeah, we're back again. So, like I said, not really committing to exactly if we're going to be doing this every single day. Who knows exactly what it will be? But as you are joining, please make sure that you are hitting that like button. We're getting ready. This is an attack on the algorithm. Like I read something or saw a post saying that the most revolutionary thing that we can do right now is to read, is to stop consuming all the information on the news, on TikTok, on social media that we can get consumed with, and it can become overwhelming at times. So if that's revolutionary, then we know that just being still, meditating, especially, for a lot of us, it'll be starting our day, but for Big Bro Finn over there in the UK, it's going to be a little bit later in the day. So maybe it'll be more of a midday meditation for anybody that's in the UK, but just something that we can do intentionally. And we're not just going to do it on here. I actually had a good one last night in the steam room, meditated. It was dope. And I want to start incorporating this into my life more and more. So typically that's what I do with a lot. Hold on, let me see what's going on with that image in the back. Give me a second. There we go. I'm not sure what that was. But so for a lot of this stuff, it's just the things that I'm feeling that I need in my day-to-day life and just kind of trying to be aware. Trying to be aware. I understand how stress, anxiety, and a lot of this stuff that we talk about on an everyday basis that just becomes the norm, we see it as the norm. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that just because we see it as our norm, we should accept it. We're living in a very like toxic society and a very flammable society if it's not up in flames already. So we'll start in a couple minutes. Yes, that was Professor Zhang. Aha. So Big Bro Finn reminded us that was Professor Zhang who said the most revolutionary thing that we can do is read. So I've been doing my reading, a little bit of my reading. I don't know where my book is, but definitely want to incorporate this. And this is something that has been calling me for a bit. Was doing all the videos, having all these conversations, and it's like, how many times can you have the same conversation before realizing, like, okay, maybe there's a different approach that can be had to move the needle in a more positive direction? Because that's what we're here for, to move the needle in a positive direction. Let me see what Big Bro wrote. I messaged Mama Lay and Big Bro Steve. Oh, I love that. I love that. Well, we're gonna be on here real consistent. So, and we definitely gonna need a whole bunch of Marcus Aurelius and all these stoic wise words that you always give us. So the universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. You suffer not because things change, but because you expect them not to. Damn, one more time. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. You suffer not because change, but because you expect them not to. I like that. I like that. Big Bro Steve is in the building. Ah. All right, Big Bro. So we're gonna get into it. So this is gonna be 20 minutes meditation. It'll be very similar to yesterday, where may stop and give some box breathing techniques that, of course, we've gotten from our Big Bro Steve, and may stop and just give some of those. May stop and ask y'all some questions. Hopefully, those questions will lead to some positive answers that will serve as positive affirmations. So yeah, we're just gonna get used to this, get used to sitting and being still with ourselves. So we're gonna start off. You guys take the first couple minutes where I won't even bother you. Be still, even if you're in some loud surroundings, doesn't even matter. Even if you're driving in your car, maybe take this time to just kind of relax and be aware of how you're feeling in the moment. Be aware of where your mind is. Be aware of how you can approach the day with a positivity that's gonna elevate energy rather than bring it down. So we shall begin. And like I said, I won't interrupt y'all for the first 4 or 5 minutes or so. And we're going to be here for about 20 minutes. So just to give you the heads up. So it is 7:26 and we'll stop at around 7:46. So we'll begin. And one thing that I do want to remind you is we're very intentional with the breaths. So every inhale is inhaling positive, uplifting, empowering, limitless energy. And every exhale, we're getting rid of any perceived negativity, any limitation, anything that's preventing us and challenging us from uh, becoming the best version of ourselves. So we'll leave it there. Why does this thing keep turning off? I may have to adjust tap this every once in a while. We're not going to adjust any settings right now, but all right. I'm going to turn the music up a little bit and we'll begin. All right. Hopefully you all can hear me and I'm not too loud, but we're going to incorporate a couple different box breathing breaths, use that technique. So we're going to go back to what we used to do, which is just a simple 4-second inhale, 4-second hold, followed by a 4-second exhale. And after the exhale, we'll give it just a couple second hold, and then we're going to get right back into that inhale. So 4, 4, 4, 2-ish, and then we're going to get right into that inhale. So deep breaths if you can. So we're going to start with an inhale and remind ourselves, inhaling positive energy. Ready, begin. 4-second count. Exhale. And hold for a quick sec. And then we're going to breathe on in for 4 seconds. Go. Hold. Release. Release all the negative. Any negative energy you got bottled up, release it. Hold for a count. Right. The inhale. Inhaling positive energy. Hold. Exhale the negative. Quick count. And then we're inhaling. Hold. Release. All right, I'm gonna let you be on your own for a couple minutes, and just keep in mind, I'm just kind of expressing some of the challenges that I face, which is just kind of getting rid of all the thoughts that come up. It's almost like now I get a to-do list. As soon as I decide to start meditating, my to-do list comes into play. So put the to-do list to the side for a second, be still, clear your mind, focus on a different aspect of improvement. I'll let you go for a sec. All right. So we had an interesting conversation yesterday, um, doing a podcast, and it was about the intentionality around the words, and especially the words that we project on ourselves. So if you tune into our channel, then you know that we're big on those two very powerful words, I am, and very big on what we say after that. So maybe this is a good time to each their own, to give yourself some reminders of who it is that you have bottled up maybe inside of you that you're striving to become. Um, you know that you can become that, declare it, set it as a declaration for yourself, program your subconscious, set it as a declaration to the universe to put out that type of energy, no matter what you are. Um, I am, and then whatever comes after that, you decide. Maybe take a few moments, a couple minutes to just remind ourselves of who exactly we are from a standpoint of who we would like to become. feel free to use your imagination. I don't know about y'all. I like time traveling when I'm meditating. And I like going back to when I was a kid and my imagination was so big. My confidence was so big in a lot of areas. It lacked in some, but from a standpoint of using my imagination, it definitely was there. And I think a lot of us, we may struggle or have a challenge of using our imagination in our day-to-day lives because everything as adults is just, the standard routine. A lot of these routines and habits are not necessarily things that bring out the best version of us. So sometimes tapping into that childlike imagination and reminding ourselves how we used to think, how free we used to think. And we're always going to go back to that Peter Pan analogy where, you Peter Pan, if you want to fly, if you want to elevate, if you want to soar, if you want to ascend, you got to think positive thoughts. As Big Bro Finn reminded us with the Marcus Aurelius quotes, we this is all a mental game. If we want to change our world, if we want to change our reality, then it starts in our mind first. So how we think is typically going to directly impact the world that we create for ourselves. So take some time, use that imagination, and if you choose to do so, time travel to when you were a kid and think about maybe a conversation that you would have with your current version of yourself. Are you doing everything that you believed that you could when you were a kid? Are you falling short? Maybe you're overachieving, or whatever that may be. Maybe think back to a moment in your childhood, your life, maybe even adulthood, that you felt your best, you were your happiest, you were soaring on your highest frequency. Think about that and figure out what it would take to not be there. Maybe you will be there today, but at least to take a step closer to where you were at that point. Maybe you're in a better place today. Figure out how to keep going. Whatever it is, just making sure that we're soaring on that positive frequency, putting out good energy into the world. That's how we not only elevate ourselves, but elevate society. I got a quick little challenge for y'all. And I'm just, as I'm challenging myself, these are the thoughts that I'm having. If if we want to change something about ourselves, sometimes we can get discouraged and keep putting it off, keep pushing it to the side, not being proactive with it, being a procrastinator. If we, a lot of those reasons why we do those things, because I don't think that we truly believe that whatever it is that we're striving for is attainable. If if there's something in our mind that we've been saying that we want to work on, what if it was attainable? Like, just ask yourself, maybe for the moment, convince yourself, act as if whatever goal we're striving for is attainable. What could we do today? One thing that we could do today in order to get closer to that. We'd probably commit to it because we would know that, hey, we're going to have a good result. Put yourself in that mindset. Put yourself in that mindset. Have the confidence to go for it. Think about one thing that you do today, and maybe when we finish our meditation, maybe today will be the day to move the needle. At least get the ball rolling. All right, we're going to start winding it down. And what we'll do is we'll finish with the same box breathing technique that we used earlier. However, for this one, be very intentional with the deep breath. They always say, like, I don't know if y'all ever done the breathing exercises where you put your hand over your stomach, and it's just to emphasize us breathing deep. So maybe that'll be a good emphasis for the last box breathing technique, which will repeat the same cycle: 4-second inhale, 4-second hold, 4-second exhale, another 2-second hold, and then we're right back to the inhale. And we're going to repeat that 4 times. So when we're breathing in, make sure it's a deep breath. And when we're releasing, making sure that you're letting all that negative energy out through your mouth, and just being very intentional. So breathing in positive energy, exhaling negative energy, and we'll start with that 4-second inhale now. Hold, release, hold for a count, and right into that inhale. Hold, release the negative energy. Hold for a count, and then we're right into that inhale. Inhale. Hold, release. All right, we're getting ready to go into our last cycle of inhale. Ready? Inhale that positive energy. Go. Hold, hold, keep holding. And then the last of that remaining bit of negative energy that may have crept in, get it out your system. Release. All right. Put my glasses on so I can see. All right, let me turn this down just slightly, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Y'all know what the goal is. We're gonna start. The goal is to have 10 people on here, and then to just keep growing from there. What did I say yesterday? We're gonna add zeros. We're gonna go from 10 to 1,000. Even if it's not even about just making those jumps. I think when it comes to what we can accomplish from a meditation standpoint, if it's just internal, then we know that that's going to compound. That's what we're looking for. Think about all the negative things in this society that have that compounding effect, have that virality. Now let's see if we can conquer the algorithm and play the game for a positive benefit. So that's what we're looking to do here. Just build on this, bring maybe one more person in. Maybe if everybody invites one person a day, one new person a day, and then maybe we can start seeing some positive results. Who knows where it can grow? So just trying something new. Just trying something new. I think that the world is calling for us to try something new, to rather than just repeating the same cycle. So that's what we're here. Hopefully it helps out. I see Bada Bing Bro in the building. I see a couple different quotes that, of course, we got to share. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. I like that. Happiness is the meaning and purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Aristotle. Think about it. We're at our best when we're happy. I know that, depending on what your favorite manosphere, influencer you may be listening to at the time, and hear a lot of frustration coming out. But truth be told, everybody's just striving to be happy. And I think the world is just a better place when the more of us are happy, giving people the benefit of doubt, giving ourselves the benefit of doubt in a lot of ways. So giving ourselves some grace and giving the world grace. Bada Bing said, special forces in the military teach vagus breathing, aka combat breathing. Vagus nerve is a cranial nerve, number 10-2 to be exact. It runs from brain to the lungs to the abdomen. Breathing ignites it. All right, let's tap into that. I'll take a look at that over the vagus breathing. I'll take a look at that. And the next time we're on here, which I assume will be tomorrow, we'll incorporate that. We'd love to. Always looking to add something to the toolbox. Big Bro Steve wrote, "We are all one. Only egos, beliefs, and fears separate us." Nikola Tesla. We are all one. Only egos, beliefs, and fears separate us. So it's the good thing about that is all those things, if we want, we can control them. So it's on us. It's on us. Big Bro Finn wrote the fire emojis. The beginning is the most important part of the work, Plato. And Bada Bing said, OG, do yourself a favor. Rich Roll has compiled clips of his interviews on meditation, 1 hour, 44 minutes all up. It's worth the watch. We'll check it out. This is what we're doing. Look, I've watched enough videos. I've reviewed enough videos that, don't necessarily have me walking away, pushing this higher frequency that we're hopefully pushing now. So definitely open to incorporating and learning anything that's gonna help elevate things and move the needle that way. So yeah. Legend, I'll tap in, man. This is highly positive vibes. We could all just sit and breathe our life. If we could all just sit and breathe, our life and the world around us would be a better place. That's it, right? And I think, what's so funny is we overcomplicate things a lot of times. So while I'm over here, pulling my hair out, trying to figure out, what's the solution? What's the solution? Sometimes it's just be still, bro. Like, hey, that may everything you thinking may be the solution. Like, relax. Maybe it's not that. Like, maybe that's not your role. Maybe the role for all of us is just to kind of be still a little bit more and bring things and just slow things down a bit. When we're moving so fast, it's easy for us to get caught up in the emotions and everything. And obviously that's how our minds are controlled and manipulated in a lot of ways. So consider this our AM revolution or our meditation revolution. Maybe we'll change the name of this to Revolutionary Meditations or something. I don't know. But either way, appreciate y'all. Definitely love waking up with y'all in the AM or sharing the midday with Big Bro Finn. All right, good. All right, so this is what I'll do. Great suggestion, big bro. If you can schedule tomorrow's meditation stream tonight, this is what I'll do. I'll as soon as I get off here, I'll schedule it. So as soon as I get off here, I'll schedule it. Or we'll do it for maybe we'll just do 7 to keep it clean. I know we did 7:20 ish the last couple of days, but maybe we'll just do 7 a.m. to keep it clean. So on that note, I'll let y'all go. Enjoy the rest of your day. Uh, yeah, don't let anybody bring your energy down. Remember, we control how we respond to things, and really that's all that matters. That's all that matters, right? Life is pretty much our responses and decisions when things happen. How do we react? So that gives us a lot of power to work with. So on that note, I'll let y'all go. Once again, enjoy the rest of your day. One love, strength, and honor. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.